Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another weekend edition here of the PondCast. The PondCast episode number 105. Your weekly dose of all things StarCraft. I'm, of course, just VIP with him. I'm joined by Kura, handling the production side of things, and, of course, by the lovely people in the chat as well. Welcome, one and all, here to our weekly wrap-up show of StarCraft news and StarCraft-adjacent news as well. Whew, we're here, we're back. Of course, we were live earlier this morning with some StarCraft Evolution, and now we're live with the PondCast. Up first, we do have some news here regarding the StarCraft figurines. Kotobukiya, they have announced, or they have already revealed, the pre-orders for the new StarCraft 2 Zealot figure. Let's go. It is going to be an action figure here around 18 centimeters in height. Is, of course, posable, does have a bunch of unique features. You can change the head, you can add the side blades, you can change the fist, you can, of course, change the pose. Does come with a little stand, and pre-orders are now available. If you recall, we did announce previously that, of course, we were working on figures, or figures were being worked upon. This all goes along the lines of Blizzard now, Microsoft Blizzard now, instead of Activision Blizzard, of Microsoft Blizzard actually using the IP of StarCraft in multiple ways, like the StarCraft miniatures game, like the shirt line that we had a couple of months ago, if you recall. There was like a collaboration, like retro, like StarCraft shirt line here with the StarCraft miniatures. And I think there's some other, and even before this, we had not Funko Pops, we had like some more like cutesy like StarCraft like figures also released as well. So that all has been on the way, and honestly, figure looks pretty sick. Figure does look very, very sick, and from my understanding, there's going to be more figures coming out as well. This is for the Zealots, but again, Marines and other units are going to be on the horizon as well. I believe the release date is estimated to be January of 2027, so we're still a couple of months away, but pre-orders are available for the Zealot figure. So if you're out there, if you are a collector, or if you're, again, passionate about StarCraft, passionate about Protoss, and getting your own Zealot, you can kind of.
Yes, I would like to just mention that this is a Japanese brand, and they themselves only sell in Japan. They are a partnered shop which are supposed to sell overseas, but you have to check if you have this one available, because this may be a bit more exclusive to the region.
Yeah, definitely. So do check. It's also quite expensive as well. Like, it's a very high quality figure, and if you know anything about collecting figures,
really good.
Yeah. If you know anything about collecting figures, like, they are very, very pricey, of course, when it comes to figures of other kinds. So again, do check if you can, of course, get it in your region. Otherwise, if you really want it, you might have to find another way of getting it, of course, instead. But can be very pricey, of course, very, very pricey. And yeah, it looks sick. Looks very, very sick. Definitely a collector's item if you're out there, if you want to. If you wish to get into this. Again, more figures down the line, of course. There's a different company, for a call. There's a different company, the company that typically works on Warhammer figures, where they're going to be Joy-Toy. They're going to be working on the Marine line. I think we only know that Marines are coming from them. I don't know if many more. It'd be kind of interesting if Blizzard sold like the IP for like Protoss figures to one company and then like Terran figures to another, or like how that was split up, but.
Joy-Toy did have a Zealot and a Hydra, remember?
Okay. They're working on that as well. Fair enough. But yeah. So there's again quite a lot being done with that StarCraft IP. As we mentioned before, like over the past year, coming up to year and a half, Blizzard have been a lot more active about doing things like this, about partnering with other companies and making some high quality like products with the StarCraft IP. So all good things. Do check it out. I already invested into the StarCraft miniatures game. I don't know if I'll go into. I don't have the no shot.
See, there's a thing. I'm kind of conflicted, because this figure actually looks really good. Like, genuinely, this looks like a work of art. But also, it's expensive, and what am I even gonna do with it? Am I gonna put it on the shelf? Yeah. Like, what if I move? Am I gonna take it with me?
It's gig expensive. So yeah, that is going to be available, of course, for pre-orders again for eventual launch 2027. Ooh. Up next, we have the RSL. If you're watching the RSL co-stream, you'd be familiar with this, but we do have the RSL Rival StarCraft League offline finals have been announced. Last year, this event was in Korea, if you recall, and I think many people, myself included, assumed that this year's finals would likewise be in Korea. Makes the most sense just because that's where all of the RSL members are, right? All the casting team, the studio as well. So it would make the most sense. But no, actually, they're going to be hosting the offline finals in London. Now, just to clear some things up here, the Season 6 finals is going to be at BlizzCon, but this is the end of year finals. The way that RSL works is they invite all the top players of the year. So of the Season 4, Season 5, and Season 6 champions. All the champions, and if there's like doubling up on that, which I believe there is with Hero winning 2 of them, it goes to the second place runner-up instead. But basically, the top players are going to be invited to this end of year event. I'm curious how they're going to fill out the 4th slot, because if you remember, the way that it worked with the RSL 2025 finals, the offline finals, was they had the 3 invited players, then they had an offline qualifier for day 1. Day 1 was the offline qualifier, day 2 was like the rest of the event, but it was offline in Korea, and it makes sense just because there are so many Korean players local to the venue and to the event, so they could all just go. And I think Rainer even traveled to compete in that, and a couple of other Streamer Zone boys traveled as well to compete in that offline qualifier. I'm curious if they plan on doing an offline qualifier in the UK as well, or if they're going to do an online qualifier before that. Just because like the ask of like asking for a bunch of players to like fly and travel to a qualifier sounds kind of crazy. Like that's very expensive. Again, it worked previously just because there are so many players local to Korea that they can just, hop on a bus, hop on a train, and then just go there. But we're talking about flights. Unless we Iba. I mean, unless we want the UK boys to go into that qualifier, with Iba, with Raza, with Zayn instead. In my mind, what will make the most sense is an online qualifier ahead of time to confirm that player, just so that they, just so people aren't, spending money on flights and tickets and gambling a little bit on whether or not they could actually make it into the main event. But news will be confirmed at a later date, whether they do an online qualifier, or they might even just seed it. They might even just seed it based on, who's the next player that competed in all these RSLs and placed high enough but didn't quite make the cut, and maybe just automatically goes to them instead. Still yet to be determined.
Yeah. It does say that the last chance qualified signups will be announced soon, so we will be having details of that.
Yeah, so we'll get details regarding that. I believe all the details will be coming out post BlizzCon. So BlizzCon is going to be September 13th. It's going to be in exactly a month's time. Post BlizzCon, then we'll get some more news regarding this. I would imagine qualifier in October at some point if the event is end of November. But regardless, if you happen to be in the UK scene, or if you happen to be nearby, again, traveling to Korea, especially from Europe, is much more expensive. The idea of maybe traveling to the UK, if you're in Germany, if you're in Italy, if you're in Poland, if you happen to be in one of the neighboring European countries, then that can be a lot more affordable to do so. So again, it's now the consideration of maybe going to the RSL finals in London might be something that's a little bit more feasible. Even especially if, say, you're a European fan, and even BlizzCon might be like a step too far, right? Traveling to the Americas, like, I'm sure is also much more expensive for something like BlizzCon. So it is really cool to see something in Europe that again might be closer to some of the other people that maybe couldn't go to like a GSL finals, or couldn't go to like a BlizzCon, for example. So again, news to be announced. We still don't know the venue. We still don't know where it's going to be exactly. Once again, I believe news about the venue and all these clarifying details will be occurring post BlizzCon. It'll be a little bit confusing if it's announced pre-BlizzCon, just because, again, there's going to be a bunch of news surrounding that. So after that, then we'll get some more details. So do look forward to that for the RSL. Up next, we do have some more announcements for the SC for All. Now, if you recall, we had a bunch of Korean announcements previously, and I was a little bit concerned just because of the caliber of players that were being announced. Referring to Hero, referring to Shin, some of the best Protoss and Zerg players out there. Again, so if you recall, I was a little bit concerned. I was like, we're gonna need like to get a Clem or like a Rain or like a Serral to balance some things out. Lo and behold, Clem is going to be there. So there we go. Clem, the best Terran in the world, is going to be traveling and is going to be invited to the SC for All event in the Americas in Philadelphia, December 5th and 6th. So the caliber of players is going to be insanely high this time. Previously, we did have some players traveling, of course, from abroad. That is true, especially a bunch of the Streamer Zone boys. They were traveling. But for this event, there's going to be some big invites. Hero, Shin, Clem, some high caliber Terran and Protoss. Another announcement, of course, is Percival. An interesting pickup here, but Percival, he's also going to be invited to the event. A Korean Terran player, up and comer, has been improving heavily over the past year of play, and the final player invited or announced to be invited is Future, some NA representation. That is the 5th invite. And yeah, so that it's a pretty high caliber list, of course, with our 3 Terran players being announced, Clem, Percival, and Future. I would love for them to, I mean, I was gonna say I'd love for them to we'll get to it, I guess. I'd love for them to reach out to maybe some of the other NA competitors. Neeb, it was recently announced that, right, like, he's supposed to be returning to competitive play, and we will be discussing some of his results when it comes to the tournament results later on. But Neeb, Scarlet, of course, as well. Astrea is retired. It would be cool to actually to reach out, though, to bring him back for an event like this. Trigger is the other big one. Would be an expensive one, just because, again, Trigger is currently in Korea. So trying to get Trigger over might be a little bit more costly, but I do hope that we get to, you know, spread the love and get some of the other NA boys over as well alongside Future. I believe there's still a couple of extra invites to be announced, so look forward to it. Do look forward to it, and let us know who you're waiting for here. We've got a lot of Terran, of course. We've got Hero. I wouldn't be opposed to, again, like a Rain or Cyril getting involved here. Like, if you got Clem and Hero, like, you may as well round that out, right? Like, you got one of the other big Zerg boys alongside Shin, of course. But we'll see. A couple of players to be announced remaining. So best of luck here to the SC Store and to all those getting involved. And we just spoke about, hey, there's going to be a big offline event happening in London, in the UK, for the European region. Then we have SC for All for the Americas as well at the end of the year in December. Oh boy, okay, we got LAN events all around. We got LAN events abound. With Home Circuit Cup previously, with Maestros, then we got to BlizzCon, SC for All, RSL. Crazy. Do look forward to it. Up next we do have our Vortex. Speaking of offline events, if you recall, we have been giving updates regarding the big Hungarian event in Budapest. And if you recall previously, the qualifiers or the final players that are going to be competing at the offline event were confirmed, and I believe the online portion did take place. It was like a seeding group stage. We had the group stage. We already went through a lot of the results for Group B. Then we can go into Group A as well. I guess now would be the time to go over it, actually. Yeah, for sure. Now would be the time. Going into Group A, we did have our 4 players, Nihed, Robbie G, Order, and Panda. Nihed did come out in first place. He was favored to come out in first. We had Robbie G in second as well. Protoss and Terran coming out. So we have our top 4 players confirmed: PSZ, Freeman, Nihed, and Robbie G. With that, we have our playoff brackets confirmed. Nihed versus Freeman, PSZ versus Robbie G. They're going to be competing and playing at the offline event in Budapest, and now we have some more details regarding this as well. It is going to be on the 29th of August, end of this month. Of course, the Gamerland event over in Budapest, and it isn't just going to be StarCraft. We weren't fully aware as to the extent of this event. We knew that there was going to be StarCraft, of course, at Vortex 2026, but it looks like they're going to have a Brood War finals as well, with Non versus Eagle, and there's going to be a Hearthstone finals. So it looks like other esports have been also running their events, and similar to this, has been working through their qualifiers and their group stage and their main bracket as well. So it's going to be Brood War finals, Hearthstone finals, StarCraft 2 semis and finals as well. There's other things going on there. It looks like there's going to be like a LAN Hearthstone event. So if you've got your phone, you know, you've got your iPad, you can also compete there. It's actually a fun idea. If you remember, oh god, what was it called? Was it Fireside or something? Like there used to be Hearthstone like lands popping up every now and then.
Fireside Gathering, I think.
Yeah, fireside gatherings. Yeah. Just because obviously Hearthstone is much more accessible. You don't have to bring your own PC. You bring your own phone. Like you bring you bring your own like iPad, your own tablet, and you can play with the locals in Hearthstone. So looks like this will be a Hearthstone event, and also it looks like some fun kind of like some fun games for the audience as well, quizzes, challenges. So yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. Looks like a lot of fun. It's great to see all these different esports come together to create one big event for those local to Hungary, to Budapest, and again to surrounding regions as well. So if you want to take part, if you want to go to it, then do check it out. Again, free entry here, of course. You don't have to pay for tickets or anything like that. Free entry, 29th of August, Budapest. Let's go. Let's go. Best of luck to Winter. Best of luck to Aztecs as well, as they have been organizing the StarCraft 2 side of things, putting in a lot of work, a lot of effort. It's been a very long year and a long kind of a setup for this event in Budapest. Wish them the best. Do you wish them the best? Again, all the offline events are happening like here towards the end of the year. It's crazy. As our next bit of news here, our next update is going to be OSC. The OSC, they have announced their new map pool. So for those who remember, every season we do have an extended map pool for OSC tournaments. 3 maps are added to that map pool. It looks like seasons, they last 4 months, and players and casters alike did vote. I placed my votes, of course. What did I vote for? Exarch, of course. Unfortunately, despite my votes, we will be getting some 3 older maps here. We're going to be getting Golden Aura, which in my mind still feels quite modern, by the way. We're going to get Golden Aura. We're going to get Oceanborn, which was in the map pool for like a year, if not more than that. I'm still sick of Oceanborn, I'll be honest. Like, we casted so much on Oceanborn. And Zen, that caught me by surprise. Zen was, if I remember correctly, a rush map from still, COVID plus era of StarCraft, like still relatively recently, but out of left field. I'm curious as to what prompted players to go for Zen of all things. Interesting. Like, Golden Aura makes sense to me. Larger map, we can get some more longer later games on it. Oceanborn as well, relatively defendable on 4 and 5 bases. I still remember a lot of split map scenarios. I still remember like Cell versus Maru on Oceanborn, where now that was during the meta where Terran players were just turtling up very, very heavily, and Cell was breaking the attempted turtling of Maru. I also remember Maru versus Raynor, where Maru was successfully turtling against Raynor, unsuccessfully against Serral. Yeah, we've casted a lot on Oceanborn, so yeah, Oceanborn could be back here for OSC, Golden Aura as well, and Zen I appreciate, just because it's been a lot longer since Zen has been in the map pool, so do appreciate that we get to experience it once again. They have been added, and they'll be a part of future seasons of Rising Star, OSC King of the Hill, any kind of Masters events, and of course the mid-season playoffs or even end-of-year playoffs as well. We'll be a part of it. So do look forward to that. As we can now get into our tournament results. Up first, we do have the RSL Season 6 playoffs. They did, of course, conclude over the weekend. We were there to cover it live. We were co-streaming the event. And again, the copium was there for a non-ZVZ finals. We were cheering for Hero and Clem to maybe cause an upset and maybe have some diversity in the top 4. Didn't happen. Did not happen. Shin takes down Hero 3-1. Solar takes down Clem 3-2. And then we had ZVZs abound. Serral took down Rogue 4-3. It was a very intense back and forth, a lot of aggression, and a little bit of late game in the mix as well, by the way, between Serral and Rogue. Viper versus Viper. Then we had Solar versus Shin, much shorter series, much more aggressive. Solar takes down Shin 3-0. Rogue takes down Solar 4-3, also went all the way to the ace match. That leads us into the grand finals. That'll be the grand finals at BlizzCon, by the way. Serral versus Rogue. I guess it's a little bit fitting just because they're both ex-BlizzCon champions. True, they are. At the same time, personally, it is a bit of a shame. Like, the current meta, the current balance of the game, I think everyone knows, and we spoke about this last week as well, like a patch is coming to change things. Like, there is going to be a balance patch, but the reality is that BlizzCon is in a month. The idea of patching the game and continuing to patch the game weeks before BlizzCon doesn't really make much sense, especially because there are going to be show matches with some of the legend players as well. Like, you want the game to be quote unquote stable, you want it to be stagnant so that players can prepare for BlizzCon itself. You know, their show matches and I guess the RSL finals as well. The idea of patching the game before BlizzCon, it would just be very messy. Just be very messy. It would be ill advised. So this is the state of the game that we're going to be getting into when it comes to BlizzCon. We won't be getting a hotfix until post BlizzCon. So because of that, it will mean a ZVZ finals. Like that's not ideal. Like in general, mirror matchup finals are not as loved as others. But regardless, like it is good to see that we do have some StarCraft representation at BlizzCon anyway. And again, Serral and Rogue, I hope that they live up to the hype. They had a really fun upper bracket best of 7. We'll see if they can replicate some of that here in the grand finals. It's always a little bit scary because usually when the semis are really good, the finals are lackluster. And if the finals are really good, as the semis are lackluster. Well, when it comes to this event, upper bracket finals and lower bracket finals went all the way to the ace match. It was very intense, very back and forth. It was entertaining, it was a lot of fun. I don't know if that bodes well for the grand finals though. Like I don't. Hi. So best of luck, of course. Best of luck, and I hope we do get a solid event over at BlizzCon. This is the first time the StarCraft is going to be there in many, many years. Wishing the best. Up next, we have Pixie Festival number 8. The qualifiers that take place this week. If you recall, the qualifiers, they were clashing a little bit with the Sparkling Tuna Cup, which was a little bit awkward. We did accommodate, of course, and allow players to compete in both. We just waited for the matches to conclude, if you recall. Up first, we had the first qualifier. We had Rogue. Rogue, he takes down Nicorette 3-0 to qualify for the Pixie Festival. Likewise, Trigger takes down Silver BV 3-0 as well. Cure takes down Ginger Machine 3-2. Yo, Ginger Machine forcing the ace match at a Cure. Very, very nice, very impressive. Then we had Zan take down Homono 3-2. A very intense back and forth. Again, Homono is deadly in TVP. He threatens Hero, he threatens Max Pax, he threatens Zan here as well, forcing the ace match. So congratulations to Rogue, Trigger, Cure, and Zana for making it to the main event. Likewise, I believe if you recall, they were supposed to have like an FFA like seeding event to determine seeds. I don't know if that happened at the end of this qualifier or they're saving it for a later date, or if they changed their minds. That I don't know. So, because remember, Kura, like that was meant to be the fun thing about the qualifiers, that they were gonna do like an FFA.
It did happen, just nobody added it on Wikipedia.
There's a chance that no one added it to Wikipedia. There's a chance. Up next, we have the second qualifier, of course. This again did clash with the Tuna Cup. Here we had Shameless. Shameless takes down Mana 2-1, takes down Percival 3-1 to qualify for the Pixie Festival. Big Gabe takes down Homono 3-0. He will qualify as well. Lambo takes down Young Yakov 3-1, qualifying for the main event. And here we had the big upset, Cristiano. Now, before I get into the qualifying match, if you recall, we spoke about Neeb earlier, and Cristiano does take down Neeb 2-0. Neeb, this I think is the first event that he's playing in since Doyo Cup. I could be mistaken, but I have not noticed him in any other event yet. We might get into some more Neeb action in the Open Cups this week, but at least for pre this week, like it's only been Doyo Cup. So here he gets sorted by Cristiano, and then Cristiano takes down Classic at 2-1 as well. Looks like they played a best of 3 and they agreed on a best of 3. Oh, so that will favor Cristiano in the end. Cristiano has been looking very impressive in PvP. This is not the first big Korean name that he's brought down this patch. Like this patch, Cristiano has been excelling in this matchup, and he qualifies over Classic. Big win, big upset. GG. GG will play it in the game of Shameless, Big Gabe, Lambo, and Cristiano, also qualifying for the main event. Speaking of the main events, the groups have been seeded. And tonight is going to be Group A, actually. We have a Pixie Festival Group A tonight. Tomorrow is going to be Group B. Day after is Group C. Day after that is Group D. So this week is going to be the group stage, one after the other, after the other, after the other. Group A, oh God, what? Who's seeded these groups? We have the group of Zerg, pure ZVZ tonight. Jesus. Serral, Shin, Rogue, and Lambo. Non-stop ZVZ action. Serral's going to be favored alongside Rogue, I would imagine. I said this during the RSL, I'll say it again, that Rogue and Shin, they're very close in skill. I know that Rogue is second. He's at least top 2 in RSL, that is true. He did take down Solo, but it was a very close back and forth. I think I do lean towards Rogue here, but I can see Shin upsetting. I can see Lambo excelling as well. Lambo has some killer ZBZ. I do think he's a very smart player with builds, with choices, and even if he's not the the fastest player, due to planning and due to build choices and due to strategy, like he does often overcome that. So it's going to be a really dynamic group. I'd say Cyril and Rogue are favored, but I can see Shin and Lambo upsetting here for sure. They can upset. Part of me would have liked to have spread the Zergs out, but at the same time, I understand putting them all in the same group, especially in the current iteration of the game. There's a very good chance that if you spread the Zergs out, then the playoffs is pure Zerg. Like here, you're forcing them to knock each other out, which is maybe a good thing. Like I'll be honest, unless we want like purely Zergs making it through the group stage. So in the end, some of them are going to be knocking each other out in Group A. Group B, we have Björn, Showtime, Zaun, and Big Gabe. Now, here in Marine, I haven't really been seeing him much at all this patch. He doesn't play in tournaments. That's the reality. He does not play in Open Cups. He's very rarely playing in Open Cups. So Big Gabe's current form, I don't know where to place him. For now, I'm going to say Björn is a favorite player here, alongside maybe Showtime. I know that Zaun has also been very inactive. He's been very inactive, and his play has been very shaky. 100%. He's one of the weaker links in Korea at the moment. Showtime, he was looking decent at Home Story Cup. Showtime's also a player that doesn't really play in much, right? Showtime, last time we saw him was Home Story Cup. Maybe like a Basilisk show match. Big Gabe as well. Like they don't often play in open tournaments. So yeah, it's a little bit up in the air as to who to favor coming in second place. Tentatively, I'll say Björn and Showtime, but we'll see. We'll see how Big Gabe performs. We'll see how Showtime and Zaun perform as well. Group C, Hero, Solar, Cure, and Christianer. Oh boy. Coming into this group here, I'm going to lean towards Solar and Cure. Actually, hold on. Is this round robin? No. GSL group. GSL group. Hero versus Christianer, and PvP can go either way. Solar versus Cure, I'm going to favor Solar there. If Hero advances on over Christianer, then we get Hero versus Solar. I can see Hero's been struggling heavily in PvZ, so I can see Solar making it through. Solar, I can see him coming out in first place. In second, I feel like it probably comes down to Cure versus Hero, which I think I lean towards Hero there. Like Hero, he has been looking solid against Terran, so I think Solar and Hero have a good chance. But again, Cure can always beat any of them. A little bit more ambiguous. Christianer, he did amazing making it this far. We'll see if he can go further. We'll see, as he's in a group of beasts, Bappy. Group D, we have Maru, Raynor, Trigger, and Shameless. Here, Raynor and Maru are going to be the two favorite players. Trigger, I like his PvT right now. I really like it. He's a little bit more experimental with it, and I would say he's a bit of a pioneer as well. If you're watching him the first 1-2 weeks of the patch, he was one of the first players to embrace going without warp gates and this vanilla gateway style. But also, I know that Trigger's a little bit out of practice. Like, again, he's not playing in too much nowadays. So we'll see. It's going to be a tougher group for sure. Same with Shameless as well. Wish him the best. Do wish him the best. Again, this week is going to be the group stage. The playoffs will be next week. So we'll be able to, next podcast, we'll be able to catch up with the group stage. And then we can discuss the potential ramifications of the qualifiers as well and our predictions alongside them. We will get there. Up next, we do have this week's modded tournaments, which we only have one of. As we kind of mentioned and alluded to yesterday, right now we're in the off-season of StarCraft Evolution. So, a bunch of the SC Evo tournaments are put on hold, most likely until post-BlizzCon. So that has all kind of been on hold, on hiatus, off-season, if you will. But the Patches tournaments have been getting a lot of traction, actually. Rotterdam, he is organizing the Patches Mondays, leading into the Patches Patch Clash circuit as well. So, Rotterdam right now is putting a lot of his weight behind the Patches mod and pushing for a bunch of tournaments and the circuit as well. And suddenly the Patches mod has been elevated quite heavily here, and we'll be getting into it throughout the next couple of weeks as well. Happy to see Patches mod kind of get some attention, get some recognition.
Yeah, I just want to say there's kind of a meme starting to go on, like by Patches themselves, like he's involved in that meme. That like soon every tournament will play on Patches mod. They just keep growing. He's like trying to convince Stego to put Pigozar on Patches mod as well.
Yeah, I know that Dave is really into it. I know that for whatever reason, like
I
he's also
think.
been kind of like in like enraptured by the mod as
Yeah,
well,
I heard
transmitted, if you will.
I heard some rumors that like he's considering it for KSL maybe and stuff. Like yeah, like there's like this meme going on that soon everything will be patches mod.
Sure, soon it'll all be patches. Let's go. But when it comes to the patches mod Monday, we'll get into the scores and results themselves. So because there's a bigger prize pool now, and because it's getting a lot more attention, and again, Rotterdam is providing for a lot of coverage, a lot of promotion. There we go, a lot of promotion, a lot of attention. We're getting the attention of some of these other big players. So Clem, Rainer, Max Pax, Björn, he was always playing them, but again, a lot of the Europeans have now stepped into the ring here. Clem takes down Girl 2-0. Rainer takes down Lambo 2-1. We then have Clem taking down Rainer. I mean, again, I should actually emphasize this. Rainer doesn't play in Open Cups. He doesn't. He doesn't play in Open Cups. He doesn't play in Open Tournaments. Monday Night Weeklies, rarely see Rainer. He doesn't play in the Water Team Mondays. Doesn't play in KSL. Doesn't play in Tuna Cups. Doesn't play in almost anything. But he's playing in this. Why? Roddy. because of Roddy, he's probably pressuring Rainer to play in this stuff, or kind of luring him into it as well. So
Unironically, I think that's what it is. Like just
no, yeah, I say that a little bit jokingly, but
yeah,
unironically, like he's forcing Rainer to play 100%. But it's cool for the viewers, for the fans. It's good to see Rainer playing in something more, and it does add a little bit more prestige to this event, a little bit more notoriety and attention to it as well. Clem takes down Rainer 2-1. Digger lays the ace match. Max, he does fall to Shame. Look at Shameless go. Look at him. 2-1 over Björn. 2-1 over Max. Big wins there for Shameless. Does fall to Clem in the upper bracket finals. Max gets his revenge, but it goes to the ace match. It goes all the way to game number 3. Björn knocked Rainer out in the lower bracket. Max takes on Shameless, and then Max takes on Clem in the grand finals. 2-0 in the initial best of 3, and then 2-1 in the final best of 3. GG well played. Max is going to be this week's Patches Monday number 2 champion. Congratulations here to Max. Let's claim the win. And again, this is going to be a weekly event leading into the big circuit towards the end of the season. Up next, we have our amateur events. We have the Amateur League Weeklies, Amateur League Monthlies, number 53. We have the initial monthly between Bronze and Platinum, between the leagues, a range of Bronze and Platinum. Here, Deep Sun takes on Tebs at 3-1 in the single series. Unfortunately, again, signups have been a little bit lower in our amateur events. But again, the monthlies are at a different time slot and different time zone, so that does also impact things. Up next, we did have the Veteran Edition. This is for Diamond 3 to Diamond 2. Here we had Pretty Fly takes down Senju 2-1. We had Glacius take down Old Lady Zerg at 2-1 as well. Pretty Fly takes down Glacius 2-0. Then we have the rematch in the finals. Senju, look at him go. Does make his way through. Old Lady does make his way through Glacius. Does fall to Pretty Fly though. Pretty Fly going to be this month's even veteran champion over Senju. GG will play. Pretty Fly does claim the win 3-1. Up next, we have the Prestige Edition, Diamond 1 to Masters 2. Here we have our regulars, but again, only a handful of them. We had Defiance, Beast, and Boreal. 3 players duking it out. Beast takes down Defiance 2-1. Beast takes down Boreal 2-1. And then Beast takes down Boreal in the grand finals 3-1 to claim the win. GG will play it here to Beast. That does claim the win. Leads us into the GM edition, where we actually did have a player sign up. Havertz signs up, gets a walkover win. Again, very rare to see other competitors play in the GM editions. GG will play it here to Havertz. Does claim the win. That leads us into the Ladder Legends Academy Amateur Showdown number 5. We need to talk to the Ladder Legends boys about shortening their titles for their tournaments, because God damn it, that was a mouthful. This was a $50 tournament here for 4.5k and below. Oh, okay. I'm curious what the range for this is, because I'm pretty sure Beast is above, and Dieseldorf as well. I think they're both above 4.5, or they both exceeded 4.5k. But that might have been like maybe 1 or 2 seasons ago. I don't know what the exact rules are for this. Let's have a look. Yeah, here. It says MMR cap 4.5k in the last 60 days. So they have a really short window for this event. So for example, like Dizzy Dwarf, I think he's ineligible for our tournaments for MSO, by the way, because he exceeded 4.7k, but that was like last season. I'm pretty sure it's been more than 60 days. So again, different tournaments have different rules, have different kind of restrictions, different ranges as well for those restrictions. So for this event, it's only 60 days, so they are eligible to compete. Dizzy Dwarf does take down Boreal 2-0, does take down Beast 3-1 in the grand final. So congratulations here to Dizzy Dwarf, does claim the win. GG. GG will play. Congratulations here to the Dwarf. That leads us into the Little Mac. Little Mac StarCraft 2 League Season 15. This is for M2 and below. I believe this is around 4.9k and below. I will have to double check here. Let's have a look. Jesus. It's either 4.7 or 4.9, but regardless, M2 and below. Here we did have the group stage. Group stage did conclude. Was it this week? No, it was quite some time ago. Back in May? Question mark. What was the update? Goodbye.
Group stage 2 has just concluded like last week.
Okay. I questioned it because the dates on the Wikipedia page probably weren't updated.
The dates are. I mean, I don't know. I didn't look at the dates exactly, but I've been just basically the way I do is I just have it like listed, and like every week when we do podcast, I just check if the group has finished, and it has. That is finished.
Okay. So Group A was Zigger, Mantega, Sikas, and Haroku. Here we go. And Zigger and Mantega make it through. I'm a little bit shocked that Zigger came out in first place. He toured Mantega. That's a big win, by the way, for Zigger. Very impressive. At the same time, we have Antigore and Mag. They make it through Group B in first and second place over Havertz and Sugarcoat the second. Group C is Beast and Steez over Fletch and Roselia. They do advance on in first and second place. Then we have Chocolate and Captain Britain over Wiseman and Neo. So that will construct our top 8 for the playoffs brackets, and we have it seeded. Pure Zergs and Protoss, no Terran in sight. There were only 2 Terrans in the group stage, Roselia and Sickest. They did not make it through. Here we had Zigger versus Captain Britain. I'm curious to see how they do compare against each other. I do favor Captain Britain over Zigger. I believe he is higher rated, but in the ZVZ, anything can happen. Beast and Mag. I'm not familiar with Mag. So I don't really know what to expect from Mag, so that's going to be a kind of harder one to call. Oh, he's a Terran main. Okay. If you remember, they do allow off-racing, which is why Antigore is playing. Antigore is a Zerg main, playing Protoss. Mag is a Terran main, playing Protoss as well. So harder one to call. Antigore versus Steez, I do lean towards Antigore. Chocolate versus Mantega, do lean towards Chocolate there as well. But again, a lot of ZVZs, a lot of PVZs, a lot of PvPs. Best of luck to all the players here as they compete in the playoffs. Again, I don't really know how to judge some of the off racing here. So like, I think Anticore might be favored, but again, I don't know how good his off race is. I don't know how good his Protoss is. So we'll see. We shall see. That leads us into the Little Mac Master League Season 12. This is for 5.2k and below. So this is low GM. Low GM and below. It looks like Group Stage 2 did also conclude. We had Group A. Speaking of Anticore, there he is with his main race. We had Kamikaze, Anticore. They do advance on over Cobblestone and Magnath. So very well done here. Very well played here by Kamikaze and Anticore. Group B, we had Greenert and Danielo over Acheron and Sig. I think I was leaning towards Acheron and Danielo to make it through, if I recall. Maybe Greenert. But regardless, Greenert and Danielo, they do advance on in Group B. Group C is Inexorable and Angry. They make it out in first and second place. This is where all the Terrans are. they're all in GM. They're all in GM. And then Group D, we had Azura and Meowradoom over Nihed and Kaiboy. GG, well played. Big win there for Meowradoom to take down Nihed to make it into the playoffs. Speaking of the playoffs, looks like we already have some updates here. So up in the top, we have Kamikaze versus Meowradoom. I think I lean towards Kamikaze there in that TVZ. Has been looking very impressive and very strong as of late, especially as he took down Anticore in the group stage as well. Inexorable versus Danielo does go Inexorable's way, just barely went all the way to the ace match. Inexorable does advance on 3-2 over Daniela. We have Greenert versus Angry. I think I lean towards Greenert there, but I know that Angry, I think one of his best matchups is TVT. So if he were to bring someone down, it would be another Terran player. And Azura versus Anticore, I feel like this is like a classic European matchup here. Like these two players are quite close in skill. I think I lean towards Anticore, but it's going to be a toss-up here. Wouldn't be surprised if it goes to the ace match.
Isn't Azura and Anticore also a common 2v2 team?
I think so.
I think they actually play 2v2 very often.
I'm pretty sure, are they both on Bing Bong Exports? They might be. Yeah, they are. Yeah, there you go. That makes sense. they're the Bing Bong boys. True. So, again, best of luck to the two of them as they will compete, and I'm sure they're good friends as well. So they are good friends. Wishing the best. That leads us into the All Things Protoss Team League Season 5. Oh boy, again, we had already wrapped up the group stage previously, but now we have wrapped up the seeding matches and a couple of the playoff matches as well. First, we had the initial seeding match. We had Huevos versus Zero Aggressive Options, and we had Zero Aggressive Options take down the Weeaboos 7-3. Thank God. Lorimbo and Rake, they do tie up 1-1. Mixu takes down Cobblestone 2-0. Sacred Coconut takes down Neo 2-0. Loyalist takes down Franz, and Tixt takes down Revo 2-0 as well. So strong showing there from Zero Aggressive Options. They do manage to see themselves as number 5. They get the number 5 seed. Meanwhile, we had there is no A in Crimpus up against the Cannon Council. Azura takes down Alutin 2-0. We have Universe and Patches tied 1-1 in their respective match. Sudus and Anticore tied 1-1. We had Crimpus and Inflatable Thor. That's it. Inflatable Thor tied 1-1 as well. A little bit, I was going to say a little bit closer, but no, still heavily in favor here of there was a walkover win, which is not showing here. So I was a little bit confused. It looks like there was also a walkover win provided as well, so it looks like this bracket is a little bit incomplete. But regardless, there's no A in Crimpus. Will come out on top 7-3 over the Cannon Council. GG well played. Then we had the final seeding match here. We had Sourdough Caliphates up against the South Magyars. Here we had Sebestis. He takes down Nihed 2-0. Rigel again against Magnath. They tie 1-1. We had Lelix and New Horizon tie 1-1 as well. Zeril and Waffles tie 1-1. Then we had Lego Landman takes down Echo Soldier 2-0. Then Sebestis takes down Nihed 1-0 in that final match. GG well played. In the end, we had the Sourdough Caliphate take down the Sour Magyars 6-5. Much closer series, went all the way to the ace match. With that, the seeding matches were completed. This does mean that Huevos does not make it into the playoffs. They barely do not make the cut. And then we had the playoffs themselves. We had the Cannon Council up against Zero Aggressive Options. Very close back and forth here. We had Akash and Sacred Coconut tie 1-1. Lilith takes down Frogos 2-0. Inflatable Thor and Tixt 1-1. Universe takes down Cobblestone 2-0. And Lorimbo takes down Alutin 2-0 to win the event, to win the series for Zero Aggressive Options. They do advance on into the quarterfinals where they face off against There Is No A in Crimpus. We had Tixt take down Crimpus 2-0. Anticore went down to Loyalist 2-0. Sacred Coconut and Ageddon, they tie 1-1. Patches and Cobblestone tie 1-1. And once again, the ace player Lorimbo takes down Azura 2-0 to win it for Zero Aggressive Options. GG well played. With that, we have 3 teams left here in the All Things Protoss Team League. We have Zero Aggressive Options, the South Magyars, and Sourdough Caliphate. Oh boy, and I would imagine they're going to be playing out their matches over the course of the next couple of days. I would imagine by the time we have the next PondCast, we'll have our All Things Protoss Team League champions. We'll get there. We will get there. So again, best of luck to the remaining teams. Best of luck to the players. Again, how could you not cheer for Lorimbo here, Pap? He's looking good. He's doing well for himself. We'll see how far I will
leave it to Lorimbo. He is carrying his team.
Yeah. He's winning when it matters most. Yeah. Este Lorimbo. Ay. The downside is that because he's playing, he can't cast. That's the worst thing about it. So, no. Up next, we did have our regional events and show matches taking place. Up first, we have the Code for Giants Cup. Code for Giants Cup number 33. I went through here. This is a bi-weekly tournament for the Brazilian scene, for the Brazilian players. Here we did have Master, the best proto symbol of Brazil. He takes down Stimpacker 2-0, takes down Elevolts 2-0, and takes down Inexorable 3-1 in the grand finals. Shout out to Inexorable as he did take down Kamikaze. In recent weeks, in recent months, Kamikaze has had the better TVT. Not this time though, as Inexorable does claim the win. GG well played. Master will win it. Up next, we have the INS Cup number 11. A player that, an event that I'm not familiar with, I'll be honest. Hold on. Why did number 12 happen at the same time? No. What?
I think someone just put a wrong date because it made no sense.
Okay. So I see. So I'm a little bit confused. So I'm like, why is it number 11? I've never heard of this event before. Because it's the first edition, even though it's called number 11. Before this, we had number 10, which was we had PCEC Cup number 10, which was the previous event like this back in 2024. It looks like they've gone under some rebranding. Instead of the PCEC, it is called the ANES. It looks like wait, did PCC rebrand? Hold on. What is this? Team Aneas is a Chinese semi-pro team created by PXX. The team is also the sponsor and organizer of the PCEC Invitational. One of the members left to create Team Super Kitty in 2024. Okay. Interesting. I'm a little bit confused, but fair enough. So they sponsored the PCEC events, but I guess now they're running their own tournaments branded as their own team. Is Team PCEC still a thing? Are they like Oh no. Okay, this makes more sense. PCEC, they rebranded. Okay. So PCC, they have been rebranded as Team Anes. What does that mean? What does it stand for? I don't know. But they have rebranded, and it would be nice if their Wikipedia page reflected that, because it does not show here at all. That says nothing about that. Okay. So PCC they have rebranded. That's why it's called number 11, because they just rebranded their team name. Here we have, is that Nanu? One moment here. No, Shinsin. Okay. So a player that I'm very unfamiliar with takes on number 30 Shinsin, and likewise goes up against, who's this in the finals? Xiaoba, who we have seen before. He takes on Xiaoba in the grand finals as well, 3-0. So again, this is like an in-house tournament. No, not really. I was going to say in-house. It's a little bit more for the amateur Chinese scene, because we have players from Astartes, we have players from Toho Project as well, players from PCEC, now ANES, ANES. God damn it. But congratulations here to Shinsin for claiming the win 3-0 in our new potentially regular tournaments. Again, looks like there's another one scheduled, another one planned at some point in the near future. So congratulations here to Shinsin. That leads us into the StarCraft, the StarCraft 2 Weekly Open Tournament 2026 Season 2, Number 7. This is a weekly open tournament for the Chinese region, Chinese scene. Massive prize pool, 500 USD. And here we have Cyan. Cyan, he pops off. He takes down Moku 2-0, takes down Misaki 2-0, takes down Jeshi 2-1. I do want to emphasize, though, that we had some bigger names competing. Misaki takes down Kingslayer. That's a huge upset. Jeshi takes down Coffee earlier in the bracket. Great to see Coffee competing after so long. Last time we saw Coffee was Doyo Cup. Cyan, he takes down Sarah Kerrigan in the grand finals, which is kind of crazy. Sarah Kerrigan, he's been improving. He has been improving heavily over the past couple of months. For Sarah Kerrigan to take down Millennium Fox, take down Miggy, take down Silky 2-1, and to go up against Sign in the finals, these are huge wins. Like, I favor Millennium Fox, I favor Silky, 100%, both of them over Sarah Kerrigan, but Sarah Kerrigan has been, again, improving over time. has been specifically over these past couple of months improving and leveling up in skill. So really impressive play. In the end, Cyan does take down Sarah Kerrigan, but again, a crazy result here as Sarah Kerrigan has never made it to the finals before, has never gone this far in a tournament, and it was not an easy road either. Not easy. GG. GG well played. Also, give a shout to Silky, as Silky did take down Lemon in the quarterfinals, as he does fall to Jeshi in the bronze match. So congratulations to Cyan in first place, Sarah Kerrigan in second, Jeshi in third. That leads us into the Inu battles. Again, Inu has been hosting these events on a much more regular basis. The Inu battles is a regular kind of show match event, which does change on a regular basis. Sometimes it's best of 9, best of 7. Sometimes we have a bracket, sometimes a group stage. Here it was an 8-player invitational. We had Percival, Zaun, Cure, Rogue, Björn, Classic, Clem, and Nightmare. They all did face off. This was a multi-day event, and I believe we already covered some of this last time. We did. We already covered the quarterfinals last time. Now we have updates with the semis. So here, Percival, big win. Percival takes down Cure 3-0. Again, Percival's TVT has been improving, and we've seen Percival defeat Björn on a regular basis, but beating Cure, that's something we don't often see. So that is a huge win for Percival. Takes down Cure 3-0. Clem takes down Classic 3-0 as well. And then we have the grand finals, Clem versus Percival. Clem does claim the win 3-0 over Percival. GG. GG well played, a big win there for Clem, especially considering that this TVT has been looking very shaky as of late. So it does take him down 3-0, clean win, our Inu Battles number 19 champion. GG. GG well played here to Clem. Does claim the win. His TVT is slowly getting better. Up next, we have the Basilisk Big Brain Bouts number 125. Of course, organized by Team Basilisk, casted by Rotterdam. Up first, we had the fun one. We had Ledlix versus Chess. I have no idea who Chess is. I've never seen this name before in a tournament.
That's
Austrian
not true.
player.
We've seen him before. I'm pretty sure we've seen. Like, he's not a very popular player, but I'm pretty sure we've seen him on brackets before.
If I have not taken notice. So
I feel like it's been a while since I've seen Chess, though.
Yep. So this is why I don't know who Chess is. Chess has not played since 2024. So I've validated my statement here. He played the Big Brain Mouse. The last time he played was ESL Open Cup Europe, June of 2024. So he's not played in over 2 years. So I validated that one. And before that, he last played a little bit in June. Then he last played in 2020. So I know what you're on about. And I'm like, no, you don't know Chess? Yo.
No, I mean, we have seen him before. Like, he's not, like, completely out of the field. But, like, yeah, he's not very active.
We last saw him 4 years ago. No, 6 years ago. Okay. So yeah, it's a blast from the past. He has not competed in a very, very long time. Again, last time he played was 2024 in the ESL Open Cup. So really cool to see him potentially come back. What I'm curious about now that, taking note of Chess, is whether he starts playing in Open Cups. Whether he keeps playing, or whether this was a one-off thing where whether they bring him on for a show match, and whether he intends to play in anything else. So we shall see. Up next, we have the good one. The good one here, we had Rex versus DNS. Rex takes down DNS 3-2. Big win here for Rex. Oh my god. Again, I mean, I don't know how to rate these two. They're both content creators. This is like the content creator battle. Rex, he does a lot of casting and streaming. DNS, now he's like the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire host. So they both are content creators. Neither of them are like full-time pros at the moment, but does go to the ace match. Goes all the way. Rex claims the win, 3-2. GG well played. We then had the Basilisk one here. Best of 5 between Rainer and Cure. And Rainer, he gets lost in the rift once again. Baby Cure takes down Rainer 3-0. Strong showing there by Cure. Very impressive. Very well done. GG well played. He will claim the win. Again, shout out to Rainer for answering the call of Rotterdam and of Basilisk to compete, of course, and I'm hoping that he can get into shape here for the upcoming patches tournaments. We'll see. Does struggle here. I didn't get to see the games themselves. I don't know what necessarily occurred in these matches. Huge win there for Cure, though, as he has been struggling against Zerg as of late. Huge win. Up next, we have our OSC events. We have the OSC Elite Rising Star number 20. This is the events for up-and-coming semi-pro players, up-and-coming competitors here. And here we have GG Machine. GG Machine takes down UD Soldier 2-0 to advance on to the upper bracket finals to face off against Maja. We have the lower bracket also ongoing. Fiant takes down Lelix 2-0. Baby Marine takes down Vaeda 2-0 as well. Shino takes down Honmono, Shameless and Arc Fire. If you recall, we were covering this event. They submitted the wrong replays. they submitted the wrong replays, so I didn't actually have those matches to cover. So that is still yet to come together here. Fiant takes down Lelix 2-0, and we had a big upset. Shino takes down Jumi. Huge upset here. Jumi typically would be one of the favorite players to make it far in this event, but here he does struggle against Zerg, does struggle against Shino. Shino brings him down. GG. GG well played. Shino, he will have a big win, a big upset, and we'll wait for the winner of Mini Zerg, Shameless, and Arrow Fire. So again, the bracket is slowly progressing, is slowly advancing. We then had the OSC King of the Hill. We have the King of the Hill here. I believe Bjorn was the reigning King of the Hill. I'll have to double check that. Yes. So Bjorn, he was the starting player. And for the first time in a long time, Cure shows up. He's not a regular in this tournament. So Bjorn takes down Cure in the initial first round match. Bjorn goes on a tear. Jesus, takes down Cure, takes down Honmono, takes down Nickrank, Trigger, Minizerg UA, Shameless, Elster, and Elster. 7 wins in a row. Huge win streak here for Bjorn, taking down a massive line of players, and not easy opponents either. Trigger, Shameless, Cure, Nickrank, a lot of these names can threaten Bjorn, especially in best of ones, but they all do crumble before Bjorn. Until Christiana, the most recent Pigsty Festival qualified player, he takes down Bjorn. He's the one that to stop Bjorn, but it is short-lived. That's a huge win for Christiana, but short-lived, as Percival does knock him down. Percival then does hold the mantle, takes down Christiana, takes down Jimmy, Vaeda, Fiant, Mindo VK, Nickrecht, and Christiana once again in the rematch. 7 wins in a row. Bjorn goes on a 7-game win streak. Percival also goes on a 7-game win streak as well. Huge wins here for Terran. Christiana, the one non-Terran, to get a win himself. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to Percival, to Bjorn, and to Christiana. Both Percival and Bjorn did win the same amount of games, but Percival is the final King of the Hill, so he does earn a little bit extra for that one. So congratulations to Percival for becoming this week's King of the Hill. GG well played. That leads us into this week's Open Cups. Leads us into our Open Cups here, and up first we do have the Vespine Cup. Vespine Cup number 3. Again, the Vespine Cup has become a bit of a more regular event here. Up first we do have Bjorn. Bjorn takes down Geralt 2-0, takes down Christiana 2-0, and then we have the rematch in the grand finals. Goes to the ace match. Does go to the ace match. We saw that Bjorn took down Christiana earlier in the OC King of the Hill. Here, Christiana does fight back, does go to the ace match, but Bjorn still gets the win, 3-2. GG. GG well played here. Bjorn does claim the win. That leads us into the Inu X Soup SE2 League Weekly number 1, the ISSL. This is a new weekly tournament here that Inu is hosting, that he is organizing, sponsored by Soup. It is sponsored by Soup. Up first here we had Bjorn. Bjorn takes down Cure 2-0, takes down Shin 2-0. As Shin did take down Hero earlier in the bracket. We, of course, were one of the English casters for this event. We were covering that Shin versus Hero match. We had covered actually Prime versus Hero before that. But Bjorn does advance on to the grand finals. Percival, huge wins here. We were praising Percival earlier for his accolades, for going on a massive win streak earlier, and for taking down Cure 3-0. Here he takes down Classic 2-0, takes down Solar 2-0, and takes down Bjorn 3-2 in the grand finals. GG. GG well played. Huge win here for Percival, coming in 2nd place in the Inu battles and coming in 1st place in the first ISSL. Like again, Percival, before our very eyes, over the past 12 months, he has been progressing. He's been leveling up. And now he's actually going up against not just the top Protoss and Terran players, but also the top Zerg players as well. Like, he has kind of broken through that ceiling, and he's now becoming a little bit more competitive with the other regular top players like Bjorn, like Cure, Solar, Classic, Hero, Rogue. GG. GG, well played. Huge week here for Percival as he does become our champion. Up next, we have the Ladder Legends Saturday Open number 1. I don't know if this is how regular this is going to be, but this is our first open tournament, the first Saturday Open here for the Ladder Legends. Here we did have Björn. Björn cleans house. Björn takes down Fiant 3-0, takes down Elster 2-0, takes down Nickrecht 3-1 in the grand finals. Björn does claim the win, does become this week's Saturday Open champion. Again, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be like a regular weekly event or this is a one-off thing, whether it's a monthly tournament. Hard to say. Hard to say exactly what's going to occur with this, but for now, potentially new regular tournaments. We'll see. We shall see. Just checking the details here. Yeah, I don't see anything about this becoming a regular event, but regardless, congratulations to Björn for claiming the win. How does Björn find all these events, by the way? Your sign-up list. I'm assuming that this event was also on the sign-up list because Björn, he finds his way to everything, to the Vespine Cups and to this event as well. He finds it. Hey. Up next, we have the What Is Even Monday, number 99. We've almost reached number 100. This week, we had Shin. Shin takes down Percival 2-0, Hero 2-1, and Cure in the grand finals. Cure, he was the one to take down Max Pax in the semis. But again, Shin will be this week's What Is Even Monday champion. GG. GG will play. Congratulations to Shin. That leads us into this week's Sparkling Tunic Cup. If you remember, this event was clashing with the GSL Brood War event and also clashing with the Pigsty qualifier as well. So there were some delays in this event, but in the end, we had Shameless. Shameless takes down Signier 2-0, takes down Homeowner 2-0. Nickrecht, he took down about 2-1 in the semis. And then we had the grand finals, went all the way to the ace match, intense back and forth. Nickrecht takes down Shameless 3-2 to become this week's champion. GG. GG will play. Congratulations here to Nickrecht to be our champion. That leads us into the Big Azure Cup. Big Azure Cup number 94. That was the following morning. Here we had the Koreans waking up Solar. Solar, he takes down Cure 3-1. Cure gets his revenge over Percival. Does get his revenge, takes him down 2-0. Hero takes down Beyond 3-2. Then we have the grand finals. Solar takes down Hero 3-0. In those finals. And fun fact, you can see it in the Wikipedia page, it was updated, but Hero did off-race his Terran in that third game. Did switch to Terran in that third game. Again, Hero has been struggling. I mean, all the pro players have been struggling against Zerg, of course. Solar having a strong, dominant showing in those finals. GG. GG, well played. That leads us into the final Open Cup here for the week. Kung Fu Cup. Kung Fu Cup number 19. Hero, he pops off. He avoided all the Zergs. He avoided all the Zerg players. Hero takes down Showtime 2-1. Classic 2-0. And does face up against Percival in the grand finals. Once again, giving praise to Percival. He 2-1s Björn. He 2-0s Lambo. And takes the map off of Hero. GG. GG, well played. And I'm sure that Hero is very thankful to Lambo because Lambo took down Shin in the ZVZ. And this is why, if you remember, I did mention that Lambo, because of his other skill set outside of speed, but his strategy, his builds as well, how he can be a big threat in ZVZ. That was us alluding to and reference to the ZVZ group that he's in for Pigsty Festival. Remember, Lambo, he is in that group. He is in that group Z, in that group of Zerg. So here takes down Shin. Big win. Might bode well for him coming into that group. We'll see. We'll see. So again, there's going to be a lot of ZVZs going on there. But again, congratulations to Percival for coming into second place, and a shout to Hero for becoming this week's KFC champion. GG. GG all played. Congratulations to Hero. Really cool to see Lambo playing as well. Lambo, he's like Gabe, where he rarely plays in Open Cups. I mean, he's been very vocal. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like playing in Open Cups. So really cool to see him competing here, making it all the way to the semis. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations. That will wrap up our Open Cup coverage for the week. Does wrap it up. If you want to take part in some of these tournaments, if you want to be like Bjorn and be notified about all the open tournaments and play in them as well, then the sign up list, sign up list in the chat, and you'll get a link to the Wikipedia page with a bunch of tournaments on the horizon here. You can see the countdown timer, you can see the Metrino pages, the challenge pages, associated Discord servers as well. You can see here that in 2 days' time, we have the Sea Duckling Open, we have the Sparkling Tunic Cup on Sunday, Water TV Mondays, the Patches Monday as well, Kung Fu Cup, MSO, and more tournaments to come. All there on the sign up list. It is all there, it is all available, so you can take part. Likewise, if you want to support us on the CranKy Ducklings, you can do so via the Patreon. The Patreon does fund our tournaments on a regular basis. So our events like Sea Duckling Open, Masters 1 Open, and Sparkling Tunic Cup, which took place this week and is happening this weekend as well, all funded via the Patreon. So you can help us grow these tournaments as well via said Patreon to reach better and bigger stretch goals and prize pools. So you can support the scene, you can support StarCraft. It is all available there. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Again, that does wrap up our weekly podcast. We'll be back next week with the next podcast as well to discuss all the updates, all the results, Pixie Festival, and other tournament results abound. To look forward to it. Otherwise, our next broadcast is going to be in around 13 hours. 13 hours time. We are going to be live with what? We're going to be live in 13 hours time with the StarCraft Evolution, with the StarCraft Evolution League, the SEL Season 3 Ladder Invitational. This morning we cover the quarterfinals. Tomorrow morning we'll be covering the semis, bronze match, and grand finals as well. Plenty more StarCraft to come. Again, this weekend is going to be our open tournaments and our amateur events are coming back as well on Saturday and Sunday. Plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft. We'll see you guys tomorrow for some StarCraft Evolution, or next week for the next podcast. We'll see you then. Big shout out to Kura, of course, as well for handling the production. Shout out to all those tuning in live at the chat. We'll see you next time.
Right.
Till then.
Right. Hold on. Let me check something. We may have last minute news, actually.
Oh?
No, it's not posted in English. Okay. There is a Korean announcement from Soup.
Is it regarding GSLCK?
Not exactly. I mean, you know what it is, but it's only in Korean right now. They haven't made the English post yet. Kronos just posted it in the Discord.
Okay.
It's
do you want to talk about it?
It's about the GSTL.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Yes, here we go. Okay, so just before we wrap up, shout out to Kronos for posting it as well. But there is an official announcement by Soup. We were made aware of this. Why is that? Because we're going to be casting it. We're going to be casting it in English, but we have the return of the GSTL. GSTL was last around back in 2013. Back in 2013, I think it was 2013. I don't think it was the season 2014, but it's been years. It's been years since the GSTL. For those that don't remember, GSTL featured the non-Kespa teams back in the day. Back in the day, of course, you had the Pro League, which was happening over on Spot TV. There were competitors. There was GOM TV, there was Spot TV. And Spot TV, they were hosting the Pro League. And in the Pro League, you had KT, SKT, CJ, Samsung Galaxy Khan, alongside Prime and some of these other teams, of course, right? Like you had all the Kespa teams competing in Pro League. Meanwhile, you had the ISF teams. You had teams like Azubu, you had Axiom, you had Genius, you had Startail was the other big one. You had Startail as well. You had Incredible Miracle, IM. God, there are some others that are technically Slayers. Before Axiom, Slayers was also competing in GSTL as well. Can I think of a couple off the top of my head? We had Azubu, Startail, Incredible Miracle. We had Xenos. Oh God, Kira, can you think of one? OGS, there you go. We had OGS. We had OGS as well. There were plenty of...
I'm very glad you saved me because GSTL is actually before my time. I have no idea.
Hey, you were tuning into Crank when he was competing in GSTL, I'm sure. Yeah.
No, I actually wasn't. This is the fun fact. I actually tuned in right as the GSTL ended. I
Never
can.
mind. Never
No, I
mind.
think I caught like the tail end of it, like the very end.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you
Yeah.
saw Exi Lacer.
Yeah, like but like the
Yeah.
very end, you know.
Mhm. But anyway, so that was the thing back in the day that was casted by Wolf, by Calder as well, of course, and by the other casters. Um, but that we last saw that back in 2013, right? Then of course a bunch of the teams disbanded. We had some of them kind of cross over into Pro League as well. Eventually, Startail, I think they partnered up. They eventually became Spenu, if you remember, joining Pro League. But regardless, it's been years since the GSTL. It's been what 13? It's been 13 years. 13 over technically over 13
Don't think
years
about it too
since
much.
the last GSDL. 13 years back. Hey, that's as old as Eva. It's crazy. He was like, oh my
It's
god.
actually as old as almost.
Crazy. But we have the return of the GSTL. Again, we are going to be casting it. That's why we were aware of it, of course. We're going to be casting it in English, as always, when it comes to GSL events. We were the official English casters for the GSLCK. Same with the GSTL as well. Now, for the GSTL, there's going to be the schedule has already been announced. So starting on the 18th, I believe. So next week, the 18th of August is going to be day one of the GSTL. There's going to be, of course, the initial group stage leading into the playoffs. It's going to be on the 18th of August, 25th, 29th, 1st of September, 8th of September, and so on and so forth. Again, the schedule graphic has been released for the group stage, into the playoffs, into the grand finals as well. Prize pool has been announced as well. We have like 14 million won. Crazy. We have some bonus prize pools or bonus prizes as well. So we have a big announcement here: the return of the GSTL during the off season of StarCraft, of GSL. True. During that off season, I don't think the teams have been announced, so I will stay quiet on that. I know what the teams are. We know what they are, but I don't think that's been official. I think it's just been the schedule and the format has been announced, and the prize pool as well. But look forward to it. Do look forward to it in regards to the competing teams. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm sure you can hazard a guess as to some of the teams that are going to be competing. Acer Team League, where Innovation carried every game. Innovation did play for Acer back in the you say Acer Team League. It was the Acer Team Story Cup, if you remember, to correct Meisenhower. It was the Acer Team Story Cup. VSL was afterwards. If you remember, there was the VSL studio, and that is when they had team. Oh god, the train station from the
Train
movie.
to Busan.
God, there we go. That team Train to Busan.
There was
they had a bunch of teams that were dedicated. Yeah,
there
Team
was
No Toss. There were a bunch
second
of
place, I think. For sure.
There were also some teams that were dedicated to there were like a bunch of players that were living in the same apartment basically, so they formed a team as well. So that was really fun. That was a little bit later, of course, not quite GSTL, but really I have a soft place in my heart for VSL. It was a lot of fun. Watching VSL, just because that was like a blast from the past as well. So yeah, for sure. Crazy. I remember the photo for Monica. Yeah, they had their photo shoot as well. If I remember,
look, there was that one photo.
Why...
There was that one photo. I think that there was Team Notos, and I think Armani carried that, or maybe someone else was somebody else was like carrying the.
And they made like a meme image of it, right?
Yeah, and like Armani was like there, just like basking in all the glory. they just took a photo of that, and it's something.
Talking a little bit about that quickly as well. I think one of the reasons why we were big on VSL, I could be mistaken. Did Crank cast VSL in Korean?
Ooh,
did he?
I don't remember.
There was one event in Korea that he casted. He was like the main Korean caster. I don't remember if they brought him on for VSL, if they brought him on for something else. But yeah, I remember Crank getting involved in some way. I might be misremembering that. Yeah, because there was like an offline event happening, and didn't like Base Trade? Didn't they like piggyback on top of like an event that was happening offline in Korea? Like there was something there. There was something. God, I can't remember the details, but it was like
It's
some
been
kind of
like
collaboration.
20 years, like, okay?
True. It was 13 years ago. I'm trying to remember, but I remember there was something with Base Trade, with Ollie, with Crank, and Korea, and maybe VSL. I can connect some lines there in some which way, shape, or form. But yeah, it's been so long. I can't remember the details. Hold on.
By the way, okay, hold on. As you're doing that, Kronos is offering to translate the announcement. So
yes,
we'll get some translation.
Let's go.
I mean, I assume Soup will be posting like the English translation, like just not right now. Like at least I haven't seen it on their channel. Or maybe it is. Like actually, let me double check. They might have just posted it right now. Let's see. Not here.
Yep. God, how do I remember this? How does that happen? How does that happen?
I'm glad how you fixed from V to I. Yes, you remember.
How do we do it? How do we do it? Look. I'm just saying that the SE historian, he needs to change his name. He needs to change his name, okay? Because we got another SE story. You know what, Kira, I'm gonna link this to you, okay? VSL Season 1 Individual League. Look at the casters. Let's scroll down. Look at the casters.
Okay, hold on. I'm doing this live. I'm putting it on
who do you see casting VSL? Who do you see?
VSL, Base Trade TV, Crank TV,
Starlight. Yeah. See, I was like, you heard me. I remember Base Trade and Crank and VSL connected in some way. They all casted the event. Crank, he was one of the official Korean casters, and I remember this because for the offline finals, they went like Rifkin and Zombergov. They went to Korea. Crank went to Korea as well. So there were like most of this was online, but like for the offline portion, they went to Korea to cover it. So yeah, we remember. Look at that. God. See, 13 years ago, it was deep in the recesses of my mind. It was there for VSTL as well. God, we remember. Anyway, with that, we are going to be wrapping up here for the time being. Again, we can talk a little bit more in detail and in depth next week when GSTL the first week occurs, especially because, as we mentioned, teams have yet to be announced, so we can discuss that later on as well. And when it comes to the announcement, I think we already kind of like went over it as well. I mean, there's the format, of course, but I don't know if there's any kind of greater details there that we want to go over outside of the schedule.
No, it's just schedule, format, prize pool, and yeah, more details to be announced soon.
Yeah, exactly. So big news here to come, the return of GSTL. Otherwise, we are going to be wrapping up here for the time being. Again, a blast in the past. And of course, as always, we're going to be covering the GSTL live in English over on Soup, and VODs will be available on YouTube at a later date, like around 24 hours or even less after the fact. So look forward to that. Starting next week on the 18th. Let's go. Let us go. So with that, we're going to be wrapping up here for the time being. Thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week for the PondCast. We'll see you tomorrow for some StarCraft Evolution, or we'll see you even next week for GSTL. We'll see you then. Until then, thanks for watching. Till next time, ciao, baby, ciao. Hasta luego.